Path of Exile has had a shaky year in 2022, from, underwhelming league mechanics to core changes to the game that have pretty much all been negatively perceived by the community. It feels like the game's just been kind of taking a beating from, month in, month out. But state of the game right now, as it turns out, with the release of patch 320 and the Forbidden Sanctum League, I think is very good. The game feels, I think, more fun than maybe it's ever been. And yeah, it just feels like all the features they've been adding have finally sort of clicked and come together and work together in a way where they're firing on all cylinders, and it's really cool to see. So I just, wanted to exclaim my enjoyment of the game right now to the world. So here's this video. So to start with, the league mechanics are really good. Sanctums are like genuinely fun to run. They feel really different from anything they've ever added before in a good way. And once you start reliably full clearing them, they even become really profitable, which is very cool. I don't think it's a perfect system by any means. Like, I'd love to be able to save more than 8 rooms to not break up the experience as much, but it's still really cool. And it sounds like with what they're adding next week in the upcoming patch, it's just going to get even better with all the different modifiers you can do to runs, like no-hit runs and stuff like that with more rewards. Like, yeah, I think this is quite the good league mechanic. And this is all coming from someone who's historically not liked league mechanics that take you out of maps. So I did not expect to actually enjoy this league mechanic, but here we are. And other than that, rare mobs also just feel great. I feel like, the Arch Nemesis journey was a questionable one, but considering that this is the destination, I feel like maybe it's okay. Considering I think that rare mobs now are even better than they were pre-Arch Nem, so I think it's genuinely an improvement. They still get some of that identity that Archnem gave them, which is cool, but they don't have any of the added baggage of that mechanic, while also just feeling fun and rewarding to fight. Like, the loot pops are really cool, the randomness, sometimes you get big, currency drops and all of that stuff. It's really exciting, and yeah, I don't know, I just think they feel really fun to play against, so that's very cool. Also, the Atlas Passive Tree, which, has always been a really good feature of the game, is genuinely better than ever. It feels like the idea of the Atlas Passive Tree was always to let you tailor your mapping experience to your liking, to only do the mechanics you like and maybe cut out some of the other ones, and is more true than ever. I think that you genuinely can, with just the Atlas Passive Tree, almost guarantee certain league mechanics to show up on almost every map that you run, and while also juicing them up to be really exciting to play and really profitable. Like, I think I've tried a lot of different currency making strategies over the past week of this league, and they've all made good money. Like, obviously some mechanics are going to be worth more or more profitable than others, but it feels like the floor has been raised for how much you're going to make with mechanics, to where you'll never feel like actively bad for making the choices you do. You can pretty much run whatever and you'll be fine. And I think that's really cool. Like, maybe some of the really high investment stuff has been lowered a bit. Even that, I think, maybe is not true, but I think the Atlas Passive Tree feels great, and it's really, really cool. So yeah, there's not really much point to this video. It's just, I think it's just, good to recognize when the game's being actually good, and I think the game is genuinely really good right now. Feels like public discourse so easily gets filled with, just the negatives, and it just echoes through the halls of the negatives over and over again, and I don't know. Just, let's take a moment to enjoy that the game is, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think the game's very fun. So yes, thanks for watching, and who knows, maybe I'll make more of this in the future.